about this building on the corner of McClellan and Gratiot on the city's east side. It's a bakery after all. But looking a little deeper, you'll find that this bakery is on the rise and represents a new start for the Men of Rope, which stands for Reaching Our Potential Every Day.
It's for men that come out of corrections or treatment centers. We have histories. It's hard for us to get jobs, so it's a start. It's a 12-month program. Housing's provided for you, food, bus cards, all that. You come in immediately into a job for those 12 months, and you're responsible for saving up a good portion of your income for those 12 months. At the end of the 12 months, supposedly, you should be done found your job and move on. And you can move on without going back into the system.
And as the Men of Rope work to secure a better life, the hard workers at the Detroit Catholic Pastoral Alliance are working to rehabilitate buildings like the one that houses this bakery. Developer Cleophus described how this structure used to look before the DCPA got a hold of it.
Vacant, open, and dangerous. And each of the structures, commercial structures we picked, was very vital to our neighborhood because they were like the gateway to our neighborhood, right at I-94 in Gratiot. So it was like a no-brainer to pick the structures where people come into our neighborhood off the freeway and off Gratiot, they would see these structures. But with the commercial buildings we got, we kept everything that was natural as far as the facing, the finish on the stone and everything. We tried to keep that as natural as possible with less paint of, painting and all that. So just trying to keep the building as it looked as when it was built 100 years ago.
It is the Alliance's work in the Gratiot Woods community that has spawned regeneration and revitalization. This is something they've been doing for years.
In 1988, when the Cardinal announced that 56 Catholic churches in the city were going to be closed, they kind of rallied the forces and brought folks in from all the parishes, and we did everything we could to stop that from happening because we knew how significant the parishes, there were anchors in the neighborhoods, and we knew that that was the beginning of the end for a lot of neighborhoods if the churches pulled out. So after 35 of the 56 closed, we incorporated and brought folks back together. We had thousands of people involved in rallies and all kinds of things, and identified some issues and said this is what we need to do now that those churches are gone. And that's how it started. The actual incorporation was in 1990. So we're 21 years old. We do development work in this particular area, which is bounded by I-94, Gratiot, Warren, and Rome's. We do housing and commercial development.
Well, we started doing acquisition, development, and rehab. That means acquiring houses, existing homes, finding money to develop them, and rehabbing them for resale. And we've successfully completed 16 of those. And that was a very great initiative to start us doing new housing. So we started planning for new construction, which we also completed 15 new homes and sold those. Also, we've helped existing homeowners with repairing their homes. There's a need for seniors and other families who own homes to find money to rehab their homes.
They have been able to form a partnership of sorts with the community. The bakery is sponsored by the Capuchin Soup Kitchen, and their impact is greatly felt in this neighborhood.
Now, as you see, we have no plexiglass up here. We're probably one of the few businesses in the neighborhood that does not have it, and we did that on purpose, okay? I've been asked several times by the Capuchins that I want to change that, and my response has been no, because I want to stay open to the neighborhood. It's a sign, to me, it's a sign of respect. And I think by doing that, they have respected us. We have a lot of the children come in here, teenagers, little kids. The teenagers, we've started a relationship with them. They come in, they bring their report cards, they share poems that they've written. Got a little book club going with them. Later on in the summer, we have some of them coming up in here, actually participating in the baking and wrapping and stuff like that with the parents or the parents' permission. It's just a chance for us to be part of the
just a part of progressively getting my life back together. You know, I went through come out of jail, went from jail to the Salvation Army here. It's been a like the last couple of years, going on 3 years, it's been a blessing because everything been like falling in place, like, you know. So it's been real nice. It's been real nice for me. I'm learning to trust people now. I used to didn't trust, you know. I was like more like a predator, you know. I'm learning to be honest today. You know, I make my meetings. You know, I facilitate the meetings too. You know, so it's going okay.
It's been a growing experience for all the guys, and the biggest asset I can be is not just to show somebody how to bake, but show them how to be a better man. You know, start giving back to society instead of taking from it, because we all have done that. So.
In addition to the bakery, the DCPA has totally revamped its headquarters. Now it includes a Head Start and apartments. This building is one that the community was happy to see restored.
This was originally called Miami Vice. Well, originally it was auto parts. Yeah, the first thing it was an auto parts store. But when we moved into the neighborhood, it was called Miami Vice. It was an after-hours joint, and it was one of the 3 things that the neighbors or the community identified as wanting to have something done with right off the bat. So we started with this building, which we renovated in 2005, to occupy, in which we would have our offices. We have a tenant wing that is occupied by a for-profit national tutoring program. We have 4,000 square feet at the other end of the building that we lease to Head Start, 3 to 5-year-olds. And then on the second floor, 2 loft apartments that have been beautiful apartments.
I just relocated back from Atlanta, and I was looking for a place to stay, and my friend recommended this place. They posted an ad in the Sacred Hearts Church booklet, and he showed me, and I walked in and I took it right away. I love the size of it. I love the 3 bedrooms. I turned one into my office so I can still work on my business, and it doesn't interfere with my personal space. The one that you see on the shelves are some of my favorite pictures that I've taken from my trip to Tanzania. I've been 2 times. Some of the other artwork I've collected from Brazil, Panama, Costa Rica, and these are a lot of the travels that I have taken throughout the years. I can tell you that the Catholic Pastoral Alliance is a gold mine to this community. If you just walk around and you see the new houses that have been put in place, you see a new bakery, you see new lofts going in, and it's been vital to rehabbing a blighted area, and they are just a true gem to this community.
These nice, lush apartments are right here in your Gratiot Woods community. Some wouldn't expect that. Cleo told me their approach when facing obstacles and perception.
I would say just by communicating and just by keep doing what we're doing, trying to make this neighborhood a better place. When people see you're working for something good, you want to get things done.
They've made steady progress, and they continue to remain positive about Detroit's future. Here's why.
I do see a resurgence, absolutely. It's very slow. This did not happen overnight, and it's not going to get fixed overnight. But I see people really concerned, neighbors, community people, very concerned about bringing it back. They're not ready to walk away, and nor are we. And I do believe that that will happen. That is happening. It will continue to happen, and someday we're going to be living in a neighborhood that we call ideal. If you say what would be my first choice, it would be to rebuild. Let's do some more infill housing. Let's do low-income rental properties. We also have a 62-unit senior building on McClellan that's fully leased. There's always a waiting list for that. So we know that people will live in this neighborhood and would choose to live in this neighborhood. It's not exactly what we want it to be yet, nor what the community wants it to be, but it's getting there. And we see that as very hopeful.
And there is reason to hope. There are people all across Detroit working to make neighborhoods more inviting and family-friendly. Whether you are volunteering to clean up your neighborhood or doing work similar to the Alliance, we all play a part in restoring this great city. Reporting in the community, I'm Elise Ramey.